In the driveway. You notice anything different about my plow? Probably not. If you've watched my other videos, you would notice there was never a little red motor in there. It was black or kind of rusty actually. So yeah, that's all in my video today, my adventures today. I think my truck needs to be washed. Okay, so I went out this morning and everything was working kind of fine. I could tell that motor was struggling. It's really cold. It's minus 28 with a wind chill factor of minus 140 or something. So the Equifab Salter worked fantastic today. I didn't need it too much, but it ran fine. It's January 5th, Friday. Happy New Year, everyone. And I got a little bit of video of what happened today. You never know. It's an adventure every day. I can't predict what's going to happen, but there I was stranded with no motor. Dead in the water. So I was down one, now I'm up one. So watch and enjoy. Thanks for watching. This would be drifted sharp. It's not too bad at all. Two-wheel drive. It's patchy though. It's a little deeper here. I can make it through, I think. Clicking. This is not good. I don't know what to say, but I think it's so cold my plow froze. It's not working. And I usually have a propane torch with me, but I don't have one this winter. Warm it up. Anyway, we'll figure it out. I'm just going to make one more pass here so this is done, and then we'll figure out why it's not working. Turn around, come back, and wing that over one more shot. was minus 26 when I left my home this morning, and with the wind chill factor, it's in the high 30s, like minus 36 or something. And I mean, it feels like that. So it's supposed to go to minus 40 with the wind there tonight. So we're gonna get, ooh, look at that. Yeah, and my plow is not. You can hear it clicking, but the motor. Maybe the motor just gave up the ghost. Solenoid's working, but it's not working. The plow's not going up. Okay, well, I got a pallet jack aboard from in one of the buildings, and just keep jacking it up, tightening up these chains, and get it high enough I can drive down the road. Yeah, I got it up high enough I think I can go down the road. It's only about 6-7 inches over here. Over here I got about 10 inches. And I jammed a piece of aluminum in here, a piece of scrap aluminum with a hammer, to try and bring that far corner up. Put a couple of bolts in here. You know, my older plows, they had lots of room to do this, just to raise it up and hook the chain. This one here, it hits this pipe right here, so you only got so much room to bring it up. Anyway, it's high enough that I can go down the road, and that's the main thing. And I'll check everything else on it. See if we can go get a motor. I haven't called to see if they have one in stock, but that's what I need. There's 2 little bolts, undo the wires, and change it. Yeah, right there. It's a 5-minute job, change that motor, and it's 10 years old this week. So I picked it up on January 2nd, 2008. So it's exactly its birthday this week. Nothing like a big roaring fire when it's minus 20 out or colder. So I got a present for my plow truck. It's 10 years old, so I got a birthday present. Well, here we go. Little birthday present for the plow. It's 10. You know, to get 10 years, I was kind of expecting that motor to go this winter. I should have bought a motor for it because I had that feeling. Okay, I'll pull it out. So a nice shiny new motor, and this base plate just comes off. The aluminum base plate. That's for an older style pump. Take the 2 bolts out and you bolt it on. It's real simple. And I think this little extender comes out. We'll see. Shouldn't take very long to change. So here's some old motors. That one's 60% left. I'm not putting a used motor on that. If I had nothing else to do, well, that's one. I don't know why it was changed if 60% left. Maybe it just needed to be cleaned and greased or something. Well, this one's 2013, both in 2013. Maybe I did change that motor. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. Yeah, that's a Bosch. I think there's a 3rd one around here, maybe even a 4th one. I know we have quite a few of these Western plows. So anyway, they're not worth the time to rebuild. So we just buy new ones, and I don't know why we're keeping the old ones, but I guess if it happened on a Sunday night and the worst snowstorm of the year, I think we'd probably put one of these on. That's probably why they're here. I think this is getting to be a little bit too familiar of a sight here. Something I'm not used to looking at, but it's been, I think 3 weeks ago today we split this, and that's all we've done is plow snow for 3 weeks, so it's on the list to get done. We should have really done it on New Year's Day, or we only had those 3 days off, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And New Year's Day, we were working again. So, and it was so cold, it's hard to get motivated. But that's, you know, I'm shoveling a lot of salt into the salter by hand, so I might as well put this back together, get it working. And the plan is to rebuild the transmission in the spring. My plan is to do that, but I got to do some convincing of other people, you know, to do it right. Pull the floors out, sandblast them, paint them, patch them up, because they're not in as bad a shape as I thought at first. You know, there is some rust holes, but it's not that badly gone. It's, you know, it's going to take some time, but I don't think we're going to find those floor pans anywhere. So you might as well just work with what we got. Okay, so I'm going to go get that motor off. We're going to do it outside because it's just too tight in here. With the tractor back here, I don't have much room unless I pull the plow off, and I don't want to do that. So we'll go change it, see if we can get it working. I'm gonna bench test the old one. So I got the old motor off, and I have to take this aluminum cover off this end. And you can see this little tiny pin there. It's hard to notice, but there's one on the old motor. So these bolts are right in line with that pin. These for the connections for the wires. On this one, they're not. The pin's here, and the two wire connections, they're probably going to go on the back. So when you drop one of these motors on, make sure you put that pin in the hole. It can go on either side of these two bolts. So there's a right way and a wrong way. So I'm going to go outside. I'm doing it outside because it's just too much trouble to bring that thing in the garage. There's not enough room in here anyway. And we're going to bolt that on, connect the wires, and we'll test it. I still want to bench test this one. I'm just going to put this cover back on here, and then we're going to... There's a little hole there, so for that pin to go in. And there's like no grease. I'm looking in this hole here. There's not a smidgen of grease on there. I'm going to smear grease all over this. I'm not pulling it out though. This end might not have any grease too, but I'm just going to leave it. I got to get this thing working and go home. So we'll smear a little grease over it, and that we'll know right away when we try it if that's what the problem was all along. So. Can't hurt to put a little bit of grease on there. Okay, well, I smeared a little around the edges too. Can't hurt, it'll keep a little bit of water out possibly. There's no gasket there, so that's all. Alright, so you're looking at the new addition to the fleet. It's a 2010 F350. No, F550. Super Duty. I promise you guys I'd do a video on this truck, but this is just a really quick video. I want to get out of here frozen. So it's got an Equifab 9-foot dump box on it. It's got the same wheelbase as a regular 8-foot box on a pickup truck. So, and it's got these wide out extender end plates. We haven't shown you this thing because we've had some trouble with it. We blew a hose with it. This cold weather is very hard on snowplow equipment. So yeah, and one of the plugs were giving us trouble, so we had to change it. Anyway, here's a quick video, and I'll do a more extensive video in the future sometime. Really quickly, it's a snowplow aftermarket manufacturing, SAM, made in China. So I'm taking my chances with this. It's a buyer's, but and there's the part number. Can't read it; it's all banged up there. That may be helpful. It's $100 cheaper than the OEM, the Western original. So there it is, mounted on the truck. And don't forget that little black wire there with the red line, orange line. Well, pretty straightforward. Working like a new one. So up one, down one, down one, up one. You know, from day to day. This cold weather, I think it just, you know, it squeaked out the last little bit of life that was left in that last motor. So I'm hoping this one will last. You know, I don't think it was 10 years old out of it motor. I think I changed it a few years ago. But who's gonna know? I can't remember anymore. Just looking on the shelf, all those old motors. So it has to be, it probably was changed. Alright, they're calling for 10 to 15 centimeters on Sunday. That's 4 to 6 inches, so I'll be out plowing, I guess. Thanks for watching.